Test, test, check 1, 2. You know you need unique New York. You know you need unique New York. Does that sound all right? Ah, that's better. You can always tell something's missing when you get isolated results. Like AI that's only right for one of your systems. Get AI that can work across your data and applications. Learn more at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Halle Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
Give it up for Jesus, because he is the one who pleases us. Halle, how are you?
You know what? I am feeling blessed. I am so blessed. Although I would be feeling a little extra blessed if I could get my hands on my handyman, Dick Epps. I've got stuff around the house that I need him to look at.
Oh,
but
Dick Epps.
He's been so busy lately.
I know. Actually, I've been using Dick Epps.
Is that right?
Halle, at your suggestion, because we've had some things around Clay's place that needed fixing that have been driving me absolutely crazy, and so I called up Dick Epps, and yeah, he worked. Let's see, he worked Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, and he worked on Sunday. I mean, he's basically there's so many things that need fixing, and you're right. He's tall. He's so tall.
He's very tall, and he's so cute. I mean, you wouldn't think of a man named Dick Epps being in his 30s and tall and cute.
Yeah.
You also wouldn't think of a 7-footer being cute. You would think they would either be, threatening or, handsome, or somewhere on the spectrum between those two things. But he's just a little cutie pie, and boy, can he reach stuff.
Oh, he can reach anything. I mean, some of the things that he can reach were just, things that I specifically needed, just a person that could really get in there. And what has he fixed? I guess he did fix the pocket door between the 2 bathrooms on the second level of Clay's place.
Well, he could probably just look right into the little track at the top of the door because his head is up there at the door frame.
That's right. So he stuck his head up in there, figured that out. He found, well, this was weird. The microwave kept kind of making a strange smell every time Popsicles put something in there. Why Popsicles is cooking his own meals is a whole other thing. But Dick Epps found an entire Japanese sweet potato lodged under the tray of the microwave that I guess kept cooking over and over. So that was good. He put in, he figured out the whole wireless internet router thing. There was someone had I hate to name names, but I think it was Donovan Geo had somehow hacked into our wireless internet and was streaming a bunch of stuff off of that. There was a strange squeaky noise that was happening when you walked in the foyer. He fixed that. There was definitely, we've been asking for a new parking space, an extra parking space, so he poured some asphalt on part of Popsicles' little pickleball court there, made another parking space. What else has he done? It's just awesome stuff. He planted a bunch of mums, which, not really the season for that, but he did that. He made sure that that all the icicles were taken down off the front of the house, because last year Clay was coming in and one of those fell and hit him right in the head and put a divot the size of a golf ball in the top of his head. So he took down all the icicles. He did that with a really interesting device that he created that kind of looks like a giant nunchuck. But it's a PVC pipe with a chain in between, and you swing the PVC pipe around and it knocks down all the icicles from the entryway. Wow! What else has he done? He built a crib for Popsicles, even though Popsicles doesn't sleep in a crib. He built a race car bed for Popsicles, even though he won't sleep in a race car bed. For some reason, he likes sleeping on the floor. What else has he done? That's those are a few things that he's done.
Wow. I just had him clean my gutters and get a sticker off my laptop. He rotated the tires on Clay's car. He's going to rotate the tires on my car tomorrow. Oh, wow. He's going to do our taxes this year. I thought only Costco could do that. So, he's going to do my taxes. He's going to do Clay's taxes. Wow. Yeah. What else is he going to do? Anyway, Dick Epps is really, he's great. To do my taxes. He's probably going to be too busy, Halle, because he's got a lot of stuff right now. Great. What? No, I need... have you thought about maybe he could help you shut Donovan Geo up? Maybe put him on that project. Well, he did build another tier to the fence because we had a 9-foot fence, but we couldn't really get up there. So Dick Epps came over and put another little addition onto the top of the fence so that Donovan Geo can't do his whole peeping over the fence thing that he always does with his hands like this and his nose. He always is kind of like, doing that thing where you put just your fingers in your nose over and kind of looking around. Wow. So he must be hanging on the top of the fence. That shows a lot of upper body strength. Or, if he's just hanging by his nose. I don't know what's going on underneath. I mean, we all know what's going on down below because he's wearing some Y-fronts. But I don't know how he's getting up there. I don't look over his fence to see what he's up to. Well, we've been having a polar vortex. And if that doesn't get him to put pants on, I don't know what is going to. The feels like was -13 this week, for crying out loud. Oh, I know. And Dick Epps was out there planting mums. But these are the type of handyman jobs that you can, basically I said, Dick, what is a handyman? And, he was down, he was fixing something under the sink. And I just was like, Dick, what is a handyman? What did he say? Well, he said a handyman is whatever the handyman, whatever you need the handyman to do, the handyman can. The Handyman Can. Because he fixes it with love. And so the Handyman Can, and Dick Epps has really done a great job. But he's probably going to be booked up, I don't know, probably through the spring, Halle. We've got so much that needs doing around Clay's house. Well, you also can, I don't want to... I made a sign and I put it up in the lobby and said, if anyone needs a good handyman, Dick Epps, and I put his phone number and everything because I wanted to get him some good work because he's so good. But now I don't like that. I'm going to take the sign down because I need to be able to, let's say I need anti-porn software put on all my family's devices. Oh, you could do that. Who can do that? The Handyman Dick Can. Epps. The Handyman Can. The Handyman Can.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
But let him know that I need to get a hold of him, would you?
I will. The only way that I get in touch with him now is through Signal.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he said I prefer to text through Signal. So, do you have his Signal?
I can get it. Is it an app?
I don't know if he can. He said he only if he offers it, he will get. But if he hasn't given it to you, Halle, I don't know if you can contact him through Signal.
Well, my kids were telling me that we got to get on WhatsApp because
what's that?
It's a way that you text folks, I guess,
Oh, okay.
but it's end-to-end encrypted, and it means that the tech overlords don't read your texts or something, or, the hackers can't release them, because I think that's a big fear now is that, you'll be talking trash about someone via text, and then the hackers will hack you, expose all your texts, and then the people that you were talking trash about can see what you really think of them. Nobody wants that to happen. So my kids were telling me to get on WhatsApp because texting's not encrypted. And I think encrypted means, like put it in a crypt, where nobody wants to go.
Right.
It's like dark. It's a dungeon. So you want to have like Dungeness text threads now, I think.
I think Dungeness is a crab.
Sounds delicious, but I think of most seafood as just a vehicle for getting hot butter in my mouth. Sometimes I'll squeeze a lemon on there, and I feel good about that because we're supposed to have fruits and veggies in a given day. And what I mostly eat, as you know, is only white food, which is like...
Well, crab is white.
That's right. And so is butter when you melt it over something white, it's... But anyway, I told my kids not to worry about it because that's the FBI was suggesting everyone get on an end-to-end encrypted thing. But you know what? It was the FBI that was under the former president.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we
you don't
can't
know
trust
what
him.
FBI are we even dealing with?
Yep.
Sometimes, I mean, I can't wait to have a good FBI again and not the bad FBI.
Now everything changes. Now, you've got bishops trying to use their platform to, teach girls that, would it kill the bishop to put on a lip? Huh? To put on like maybe even a neutral rose-colored lip. I'm sure she's heard of, dye jobs.
Well, I'm like, first I'm confused because I was like, okay, a bishop, isn't that just a chess thing? And then, you see her and I'm like, okay, so is she even allowed to be up there? Is she a preacher? Is she a pastor of some sort?
Well, it's already a problem that it's a church setting, obviously.
And what we're talking about, of course, is the chess player or whatever that spoke at the inauguration.
That's right. And, it's hard because, first of all, I guess it's a good example of what happens when you give women too much leadership.
Opportunity.
That's why, in our church, every single one of our teaching pastors, associate pastors, lead pastors, all of them are men. Because, for obvious reasons, we what's going to happen if we give a woman the same level of leadership that we give the men? I mean, it's just going to probably be confusing. And honestly, the men need to kind of have like a boys' club so that they're not tempted
or just interrupted.
Yeah.
I mean, even just what a name. It was like Bishop Buddy, and I'm like, okay, buddy, calm down. It's just, I hate how people use their faith, supposedly.
Well,
she's
Catholic,
got a faith.
so, it's
how they
wolves in
use their
sheep's
faith to
clothing.
get political. It doesn't have to be political. Hey, buddy, we invited you to say a little prayer and to say a few things, and then you had to take your 15 minutes of fame. And I hope you're happy. But that isn't the kind of church that we have at Twin Hills, and is not the type of church that Christ would want or build. Look at Steve. Steve doesn't get political. He just says the truth, and then he lets you make up your own mind about what to do when it comes to politics. But politics is such a small part of what it means to be a Christian, especially if you're right about it, which we are, fortunately.
Well, this bishop, Bishop something Elvis Buddy, she is a cautionary tale, frankly. And what is it a cautionary tale of? I'll tell you what. When women stop caring about looking nice, and living up to the standard that has been set, and it has been relaxed in my lifetime, women used to vacuum in heels.
Women used to wear a skirt on the plane.
That's right.
You used to dress up to get on a plane because it was special. Now, I saw a lady the other day. I'm sorry, Halle, but I just have to go off for a second. I mean, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but Clay Mason Bannerman and I took a little trip a few weeks ago.
Where'd you go?
We went down to Savannah.
Ooh, how nice.
It was awesome. We love Savannah. Just the old stuff and the old, Southern kind of charm, and the midnight in the garden of good and evil, and the moss and the, it's just really great. But
it was snowing down there, wasn't it?
Well, it did snow down there when we were there. Actually, it was kind of raining, oily. I'm not sure what it was, but
it's like flip flop to the weather. It used to, snow in the northern part of the country, and this year it's snowing on the southern part and not in the northern part. There's not even snow in Michigan or Minnesota right now.
Yeah, but that's fine. There's nothing to worry about there. I just was, we got on the plane, and we like to take Lime Air. It's this great little airline called Lime Air, and they go direct from Indianapolis down to Savannah, and we are Lime Air Diamond members. And a lady got on Lime Air, and Halle, it looked like she just rolled out of bed. Her hair was all akimbo. She had a pair of juicy sweatpants on that were riding halfway down her bum. She was wearing spaghetti top strap thing. She had a kid on one hip and a kid on the other, and got on just looking like an absolute hot mess. And I just looked at Clay and I went, typical. And it just was it was such a bummer, because I'm like, she's actually taking down our experience of riding on Lime Air to Savannah.
Yeah.
Just put on a...
Yep.
Just think about, when you get on an airplane, ladies, and this is some free advice, think about what you would wear to church. Would you wear that on an airplane?
Oh, wow. That's good advice. And here's what I tell my daughters. And this is what I would tell that bishop too, after I told the bishop that, hey, you don't need to worry about Mary. Women aren't important. Read the Bible. They make up less than 1% of it.
Yeah.
So the Catholics are trying to give women a part in the story, and they're giving this woman a actual pulpit and all of that. And what I tell my daughters about, just look at the way that bishop presented herself.
Oh, which daughter?
My pipe fitting daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, that bishop has the same haircut as your pipe fitting
daughter. I had
daughter.
the exact same thought. Exact same thought.
Absolutely.
And I thought, you know what? Fitter is going to get into this. And
Is she going by Fitta now?
Oh, no. I mean, I heard Brandy call her that.
Okay.
So I guess I'm just trying to keep up with the times. But the things that I tell all my daughters is this. The reason you want to look like a girl, and I think we all know what that looks like, a liquid line on your eye, a pop of red or color on your lips, maybe some contouring on a cheekbone, maybe a jawline, a highlight in your hair, a curl in your hair. Would it kill you to iron your hair? You iron your shirts.
Well,
why can't you iron your hair?
It did look like she ironed her hair in some way, just maybe that the iron was, it looked like she got kind of, the hair was run over by a steamroller or something.
Although one of my daughters has been going at it too hard with the curling iron. I tell you what, she's got these ringlets on the side of her face that, make me think, she's going to go orthodox or something. She won't even like spread the curls out. She just is curling she has so many curls. It looks, honestly, she just needs to soften her look a little bit. But that's my daughter who's walking around in a tutu lately and only walks on tiptoes. But I'm telling all my daughters, you know why you want to look like a woman? And, put on a lip, put on a liner, put on a rosy cheek, have long hair, and, wear something that accentuates the fact that you got a waist.
Oh, right.
And things like that. Something that maybe elongates the leg. You know why you want to look like a girl? So that the men who see you in public know to protect you if you're being attacked.
Right, because like this lady on Lime Air, as far as I could tell, if she was dressed like that, I'm going, if anything happened to you, I wouldn't be sad. And I hate to say that. I mean, I'm saying like not something really bad, but, I'm kind of hoping that, in that case, when somebody gets on an airplane looking like that, you almost are going, hey, I hope their terrorist does take somebody hostage. I hope it's her, and I hope he takes her right off the plane.
McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. I hope you're ready for the most dippable chicken in McDonald's history. Dip it in all the sauces. Dip it in that hot sauce in your bag. Dip it in your McFlurry. Your dip is your business. McCrispy strips at McDonald's.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
Well, my kids are telling me, well, Mom, in that story, the part of that story, if women are supposed to look feminine so that men protect them from, the attacks, of other men, they're like, isn't the problem in this that men are attacking women? And I'm like,
what?
Well, no.
Where are men attacking women?
Well, I guess everywhere all the time.
What?
But if you don't look like a woman, then the good guys don't know to fend off the bad guys because they're like, hey, this is a defenseless woman. If a girl is walking around looking like Fitter, a guy, if let's say somebody attacks Fitter in the parking lot of a Home Depot because she can't get out of the Home Depot. She's going there 3 times a day. Her and Brandy are like, we got to go back and get some lumber. And I'm like, for what? But let's say somebody attacks my pipe fitting daughter in the parking lot of a Home Depot.
How many times a day?
A man walking by isn't going to know to protect my daughter because he's going to be like, I don't know what's going on there. That could be a fisticuffs between 2 fellas.
Right.
But if somebody attacks Brandy, because guess what Brandy does? She has on a liquid line. She has long blonde hair flowing to her waist. She puts on a rosy colored lip.
How many attacks are happening in the Home Depot parking lot?
This is the same thing my kids say about the bathroom issue. When I say there's got to be a men's and there's got to be a women's and you can't have people going in the one that they're not assigned to. And my kids say, I don't think, isn't the real problem there that like we're just assuming that like, men are going to attack women in bathrooms?
I don't know who's assuming that. And you know what they say about assuming?
Exactly.
Halle, the thing is, and I will say, and I think we can't give any more airtime to that bishop, that Catholic lady. I mean, what was going on there anyway? I thought Catholics didn't have lady bishops. Like, is she doing some kind of Mrs. Doubtfire thing or something?
I was shocked when her voice was so feminine because it's not what you're looking at, you know?
But, what I would like to say is thank goodness we've got a new era in America where the first thing that this administration is doing is saying, hey, before we get to grocery prices, before we get to wars, before we get to the border, before we get to all that, we just have to make sure that everybody knows there are men and there are women. And I just thought that was such an awesome mic drop because that solves a lot of these problems right out of the gate. Because you're just going, hey, just so everyone's clear, there's ladies and there's guys. And so all the problems that we've had can basically solve now.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it makes me wonder, like, why did World War II even happen? Because back then, women were women and men were men.
That's right.
So,
and I guess I'm still wondering why she goes to Home Depot 3 times a day. I mean, what are they building back there?
I know. Well, my daughter has, she put up lattice around lattice around the base of my house. I wanted some lattice.
You could have had Dick do that, but he's busy because I'm actually having him put some lattice up around on top of the fence. I'm having him do some lattice.
That'll look nice.
Well, I'm going to grow it in with some vines and things because I just don't want. I don't want Donovan Gio. When Donovan Gio's on the trampoline, he can get high enough to see over what is now about an 11-foot fence.
Will you just tell Dick Epps to text me back?
Have you been texting him?
And honestly, that's CMB's house. That's Clay's house.
Yeah,
that's not your house.
I know, but
and
I'm
he's
helping
my
out.
handyman.
Why are you getting so upset?
Well,
Halle?
I just want him to text me back. I'll get on Signal. How do you do it? Do I just go to the app store?
I don't know, Halle. I don't have time to show you that.
Is it spelled Signal like a signal? You use your directional in the car.
Yeah,
like you turn on your turn signal. SIGNAL.
It's Halle. He's busy right now, and he's just got things to do.
Don't you like how he still rides a motorcycle even in the winter?
I know, and I said the tallest motorcycle rider I've ever seen.
And when he gets to your house, does he always have wet hair? He's always fresh out the shower.
Speaking of Dick Epps, he does smell like Home Depot, which I've always thought was interesting because they should come out with a cologne because I think just the smell of Home Depot, it's that just like it's the wood, but it's combined with several of whatever that is, like plastic or chemicals or something, that paint, that stuff does smell really good. And if you stuffed up, it's really good to go to Home Depot to clear you right out.
And the people who are walking around in orange aprons are so helpful. And I think you can smell that too.
Yeah, they're helpful, but they don't know anything. That's the problem is you go and they say, can I help you find something? And then you say, yes, but what I'm doing is this. And then they don't know anything. So that's why it's so nice to have someone like Dick Epps around, because Dick Epps can go to Home Depot. He goes, I don't need your help, Orange Apron. I know I've got to go, in our case, basically the last thing that we were having him do was wrap a bunch of Christmas presents for next year.
Oh, and you are ahead.
And so Halle, he did them amazing. He can do the edges all perfectly. You know how sometimes if it's a weird box shape, you can't quite get it all to lay flat? Dick Epps did that amazingly. So we've already got the presents wrapped for next year.
Wow.
Hiding them in the basement.
I am impressed. High five on that one. That's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I do want to come to you with something in the accountability category.
Oh, okay.
Gray, because I know you are a man of God. And you have accountability buddies who keep you on the straight and narrow, which I know is hard for men because they're so visual. And 51% of the human population is female, unfortunately, for all those guys who have to keep their minds pure while all these gals are walking around.
Except for the lady on Lime Air. Geez, she was a mess. She just looked like she got thrown into a tumble dryer and accidentally with a bunch of dirty clothes.
It is offensive. It's offensive. I remember when you would get dressed up to fly.
That's what I'm saying. They need to dress up again.
Yeah. I mean, but.
I mean, Clay and I dressed up.
What were you wearing?
We were, do you know those, it's basically, it's like a one-piece jumper that we, when we travel,
That
Halle.
you're both in a one-piece jumper?
Well, it's not in the same one.
Oh, okay.
But it's, it's one of those, it's just a really great piece of travel gear because the shorts, but they're long sleeve on top and they've got pockets everywhere. So you can always have your passport, your different programs, your pamphlets, everything is in a different pocket. And when they go to pat you down, which they always do, I'm going, yeah, these pockets are all empty, even though there's about 50 of them. So, it's basically a onesie that is shorts, but also has a lot of pockets. And we have different ones and we have some that are the same.
So smart when you fly. Love a lot of pockets. I love a lot of pockets. I love an overall for that reason. You got a front, you got a mini front, you got a back, you got a hook, and then you got the top, chest pocket.
Yeah, I don't like women in overalls. Anyway, what were you saying, Halle, about accountability?
I need you to hold me accountable, my brother in Christ, because I don't think I'm stumbling in the flesh, but I feel like I'm walking a line. And it's not even necessarily my fault because, it is my fault. It is my mind, but it's happening at night when I'm sleeping. I've had a couple of dreams. As you know, I was reading Tucci's book about food.
Tucci? Oh, Stanley Tucci?
Yeah. I got his book for Christmas on my Kindle.
Oh.
And so I've been reading Tucci's book before bed. And I also got it on Audible, too, so that if my eyes get tired, then I just switch to the book on tape. And it's Tucci's voice.
Oh, is it? Which one is it? Tucci'd by an Angel?
Yeah.
Hair pasta?
And it's so good. And he narrates it, or whatever it's called. He does the voiceover. And he does all these great scenes between his mom and himself. And he always goes, me, do you feel like eating something, Mom? Mom, I just ate. Me, well, I'm cooking again. Mom, I'm still full. Me, Mom, me, Mom. He goes back and forth like that. And I find it to be not at all grating. To me, it's almost comforting, like listening to a window fan when you're trying to go to sleep. And he puts me right to sleep. The problem being, then I've had a few dreams about him.
Oh, what's he doing in the dreams?
Well, he's being attentive. He's being sensitive. He's listening. He's asking me about my feelings. He's given me lots of time. He's making eye contact. He doesn't even have a phone in his hands. He's not watching ESPN on his phone. He's not sitting in a lazy boy. He's standing hands-free, looking me in the eyeballs.
You'd think he'd be talking about pasta and how it's the best one he's ever had, even though the last one he just had was the best one he ever had.
Well, sometimes he'll be making me like a beautiful mocktail. Other times
What's a mocktail?
Oh, it's delicious. It's where you use a simple syrup and you can mix it with anything, a ginger ale, a Sprite, a cranberry juice. You can do anything like that. It's just when you mix anything with a simple syrup.
Oh, so you're just putting sugar in other sugar drinks?
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah.
But then you shake it up, you have ice in it. It feels special. It feels artisanal.
Okay.
Any hoodles, in my dreams, Tooch is just making long eye contact with like a
Halle.
gentle face. He does expressions that feel like appreciation, where he's like, he's just, he's asking questions and he's listening. And it just feels so freaking steamy to me, Gray. Steamy in like a romance novel kind of way. And I feel like it's a slippery slope. I know he's a married man. I don't even know if he's saved. He feels saved because there's a gentleness to him, and that's a fruit of the Spirit.
He's married?
He's definitely
I don't know
married.
who would be married to him. He just seems a bit annoying.
Well, I just feel like, I don't know. I do my walk through the Bible first thing in the morning after I'm out of, going over my prayer list in the shower. But maybe I need to transfer some of my walk through the Bible stuff to bedtime so that I start having dreams of Jesus.
Well, one of the best books you can read before bed is the Bible.
Well, definitely, especially if it's the Psalms,
Oh, I like
something calming.
I kind of like some of the battle stuff. I think that's also fun.
Really?
Yeah. I just like, I sometimes with, when it comes to the Bible, I will have the Bible book on tape, which is nice, that I'll just have playing in my little pillow speaker. That was actually one of the things Dick Epps installed.
Oh,
is
wow.
a
Pillow speaker.
Yeah, a speaker that goes under your pillow. And so you can just listen to the Bible all night long. It's great.
Man, that's awesome. Speaking of Bibles, we had drama this week here on campus when, we have a whole Bible ministry. Obviously, we have storage rooms full of Bibles so that we can give people Bibles on the weekends if they're here for services and stuff. Well, some joker, somehow at some point, we don't even know how long this infiltration has been lasting, but somebody dumped a bunch of Pastafarian Bibles into our Bible ministry. And
Pastafarian?
Yeah.
That sounds like something Stanley Tucci would do.
I know. I mean, Tucci is just like, he's standing over the stove and he's making me a fettuccine Alfredo.
Okay, Halle, don't go down
by
the
hand
you
with
can't,
like lots of butter, with lots of
you
salt.
can't go down
with
that
lots
path.
of Parmesan.
I think, honestly, as your friend and as, obviously your mentor, you've got to stop listening to those books.
Well, now I'm worried that somebody is going to, come to pick up a free Bible from our Bible ministry, and they're going to accidentally end up with a Pastafarian Bible, which somebody out there obviously thinks is funny or cute, and
Right.
It's none of the above.
I've never even heard of such a thing.
Well, it's basically a religion where, spaghetti is the deity.
Oh.
And I don't know. And I guess everybody's just throwing it at walls and stuff to try to come up with a belief system. I think it's a way of mocking us out.
Yeah, I don't like
Because,
that.
man, do people like to mock Christians? And, it's not fun being being a part of the most oppressed people group on planet Earth.
Well, I was mocked a few times this weekend too, Halle, and it was really upsetting because I don't like to name names, but two of my no, Halle, I don't like to name names, but two of my climax teens, which is Amazon, and
I loved her.
What?
I loved her, Amazon.
You do?
Yeah, he's a sweetie.
No, he's not.
He's my paper boy.
He is?
Yeah.
Amazon?
Yeah, he throws my Indianapolis Star in a little blue plastic bag in the front of my driveway every Sunday.
Well, was but it was very upsetting because we had a lock-in this weekend, and
ooh, fun.
I got locked out.
Oh no, locked out of a lock-in.
And it was so cold this weekend, as we've said, and so I'm saying, hey guys, we need to unlock this door. Of course, my keypad, my key card just wasn't working. It would turn green, and then I would try to open the door, and it wouldn't open. And that's because they stuck a mop handle through the door on the other side, and they were all just running absolutely amok in the gym. And you know what I had to do, Halle?
What?
I called Dick Epps.
Oh, did he come?
He came over. He took the entire door off the frame, and then I got to really lay into them, which was great. And so, yeah, if you need a door fixed or a door taken off the hinges, Dick can do that too.
Well, I'm very disappointed in Amazon. And who else did you say it was? And who?
I think it was Amazon and
Oh no, I know who you're going to say.
What?
Are you going to say Paxel Rodriguez?
Paxel Rodriguez.
Oh no.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the teen's name. I'm just so sick of teens.
Well, I'm not surprised at all about Paxel because I think Paxel, already has tattoos as a teen. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
a neck tattoo on a teen. I mean, get out of here. It's like almost like the new generation doesn't think they're going to be around long. So, you can just do whatever you want. Tattoo your face for all we care.
I don't really care about the tattoo thing anymore, Halle, as long as it's a Christian tattoo, which that one is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it looked like Karl Marx or something to me.
No, I think it's supposed to be Jesus.
Oh, really?
Really? I know, definitely not Karl Marx.
Oh.
Anyway, if your name's Paxel, you've already got a struggle ahead of you.
I'm Holly Laurent playing Halle Labont, and Grey Haas was played by Greg Hess. Follow us and Mega the Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. And if you really want to get out of hell free card, support us on Patreon. The link is in the show notes.